So one of the things I've learned, and people are going to be challenged, and mind you, a lot of people are right. I'm not going to pretend like I know a ton about the French Bulldog. I know enough to keep them relatively safe and definitely healthy. But here's the thing. The process to that is extensive, be it that these dogs they've been bred by men, which means they've got all kinds of problems. And because people have bred more for aesthetics than they have quality of life, now it's almost a given that these dogs come with said allergies. So what are some things that you can be mindful of when dealing with a dog who's hypersensitive? Well, what does the body do when it gets hypersensitive? A hypersensitive reaction is a response to something like an insect bite, like pollen, soaps, sprays, and things in the environmental pesticides, whatever. The could be something on the ground, could be the grass itself. We've now housed our dogs in a way that they start lacking exposure to leaves, trees, wood chips, so many things that build immunity. Microbials, microorganisms going through the skin or the nose, and potentially infect our dogs. What are some of the causes of the food allergies? Well, outside of poor nutrition, aka feeding dog food, and even the stuff that they're putting on our table, soil depleted food, foods that aren't being enriched because the process to capitalism forces them to pull crops early. I learned something about corn that was even interesting. Some of the times when you get into the grocery stores and go into the produce sections and you see like a real green corn or a real green mango or real green bananas, they're selling you the concept of it being ripe, which is fine, because a browner banana, aka a more yellow one, it's going to break down into starch, aka sugar, a lot quicker. But those things are being picked and popped and prodded so fast that they're hoping by the time they get to the store they're ripened, and that's just not the case, because the only thing that interests them is getting the next crop going so they can feed us, which means the nutritional value of even some better than average foods, hence fish farming versus fresh wild caught salmon. Two different fish in terms of nutrition and it being nutrient dense, what the nutritional value is. So hypersensitivity, there are 4 kinds of hypersensitivity. I've been taking notes. One of them, so what happens is you've got this cell, right? Antigen attaches to the cell. Right away when you see a hypersensitive reaction, you'll see the dog, and people, this happens in people too, they'll throw up, they'll vomit, sometimes they'll break into hives, and hopefully no one breaks into anaphylactic shock, because that means you have a really bad allergy problem. The minute you see an allergy problem, you treat it, manage it, and even more importantly, unfortunately sometimes have to avoid it. One of my jobs or challenges for myself is trying to figure out how do we get rid of these allergies in these Frenchies or even my own dogs. I'm gonna be very clear and tell you, I don't think I am anytime soon, but if we don't study, if we don't answer the questions, if we don't do the research, then we're probably going to create more problems. And a lot of times you have to be exposed to it first for the body to say, oh, that's a problem, we don't do that. So you've got 4 types. I would encourage you to go and read about type 2 and type 4 and definitely type 1. Yeah. Type 4 is one of the ones that speaks to some skin problems. And then there's so many other things. Like there's so many things that there's so much to learn, people. So if you got a French Bulldog, be mindful of the things that their mother may have had, their father may have. You got a bulldog or a bully, be mindful of the allergies and issues that their parents might have had. A lot of times you might not see an allergy until the dog turns 6, 8 weeks, 6 months, a year, 2 years old. Once you know that you have a problem though, do your best to manage it. The more I learn, the faster I'll be able to assist people in managing those problems long term. But if we don't breed better, then we're going to keep creating the problem. I wish I had more to say, but I'm not going to tell you that to prevent this early on, your dog should be bit by bugs. It should be induced with pollen. If a bunch of pollen was in this room, I'd be sneezing in 5 seconds. I got terrible allergies, sprays and soaps, etc. What I will tell you is the more your dog sees, or the more your dog's exposed to environment or foods, the less likely long term the dog will have problems. Guys, take care of your dogs. As always, thank you for watching.